G'day everyone. Proud to say Barkarati is brought to you by Radix Nutrition, makers of the most technically comprehensive nutrition products that have ever existed. Unlock your potential with Radix. G'day listeners, welcome to Barkarati the Sailing Podcast. My name's Jordan Spencer and it's that time of the week where we get to hang out with some really cool sailors. But of course I have to share the mic with my two idiot mates. So first off, let's welcome Mr. Brett Perry.
Greetings, Exalted One.
Crickets, I'll bring in the other bloke.
Where is he?
We can debate
Where is he?
He had a voice that could make a wolverine purr.
Let's welcome Mr. Nick Bice.
Well, I could tell you the Wolverine is out in full force this morning. It is 10:15 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
The morning after the Kiwis have defended the Cup.
Yeah, no, we've timed it perfectly. Yep.
Huge time in Barcelona. Super popular win, as one could imagine. Awesome conditions yesterday for the final race. Of course, I think, a few people would have liked to see it a little bit extended, but that's the name of the Cup.
I definitely wanted it to go longer, but I was just happy watching. It was an amazing performance. The Kiwis were incredible, but we'll come back to that, I think.
Yes, definitely.
The other thing is we actually genuinely have no idea where BP is. Well, I thought you were the high risk because you were going to be right in the middle of the action. He's just disappeared.
Well, I'm definitely high risk. Definitely the last 18 hours has been high risk. But as for BP, well, shout out to BP's mum.
Yeah,
we hope he's okay.
We have no idea. I'm sure he's fine. Anyway.
Yeah. So tell me, where are you, Jordan, right now?
I'm in a lovely spot, Bossy. If you can visualise this, I'm on the deck of a beautiful Queenslander that's looking out over the water in Gladstone just before the International 1 metre World Championships. And
yes.
My host has been very generous. Grant and Nat Cooper, my hosts, Grant and Nat Cooper, who you know well, Weet-Bix, you'd know very well.
Yep.
Mr. Bice.
Shout out to Weet-Bix.
And they've it's great hosting, but the 1 metre World's full live stream coming up, which I'll explain, but it's like timed out perfectly. The Cup's finished. The 1 metres kick off on Tuesday or Monday night for those, so you get a day off, and then straight into, and it's the course. It's unreal, mate. It's going to be so good. There's plenty of wind shipping in, and little 1 metres. There's been some carnage already. It's going to be great.
So, is everyone like on the wharf? My memory of Gladstone, it's quite a big commercial wharf. Then the marina. Like where are, let's call it the skippers? Where do they hang out with all their twiddling?
But they twiddle away. So obviously you've got a big commercial bay. And then there's that little entrance you go into Port Curtis Yacht Club. And then just off to that, there's a little basin. There's a basin. And it's the exact opposite end of that basin to where the yacht club is, right down that end. And so in the sort of east-northeast sort of trade winds, it's just straight up wind for them. If it swings to the north a bit more, it's going to be a little bit of an awkward course. But it's at the moment, it's just glamour. And the old Coops, he's put on a hell of a lot of effort, and it's just an amazing setup. And this whole live stream, you're going to be able to watch every race. It's going to be great. Be a lot of fun.
And is there a bit of a rum storm, as in Bundaberg rum?
No,
storm?
I haven't seen that yet. I'll come back to you on that one, my friend. But anyway, happy days. Yeah, we'll come back to it though. I'll give some more dates just on people after we've had a chat to our guest, because I tell you. This is a guest we've been wanting for a while, isn't it?
Absolutely.
This is this lady that we're going to talk to is a champion windsurfer. She won her first Worlds as a junior in 2011. She's won 3 youth worlds. She's been to multiple Olympics. And if you have any memory of the last Olympics, you'll remember that there was a British sailor that just dominated the fleet and went into the final race with a 30-point lead. But of course, the way the racing works in windsurfing, it's winner takes all on that one race. And so it was a heartbreaking, emotional event to watch, because you saw this person that had just dominated an Olympic level fleet end up with a bronze medal because of a slight overlay on a tack into a top mark. And we've reached out to this person wanting to talk about it, and it's been a long time, and she's the first person we're the first people that she has decided to speak to, and we're very grateful because she's a great human being and a lot of fun. And there's a really interesting and long history of sailing here, and we've come up with some genius ideas as part of our normal banter. And so this is a pre-recorded interview, but we're very, very happy to welcome to Barkarati Emma Wilson. Emma Wilson, thanks for joining Barkarati. It's great to see you.
Hey, glad to be here.
First of all, Emma, sorry to get you up on an early start on a Friday morning.
Yeah. Don't worry.
You know, obviously being the elite athlete that you are, you're probably used to that early starts.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure I'm the biggest fan of early starts. Luckily with windsurfing, tend to get the sea breeze in the afternoon. So
yes, of course.
That's what it is. You see, that's why we windsurfed, Bicey, so we didn't have to do that.
That's right. Didn't have to get up with all those surfers way too early in last conditions. Just waited till it got windy in the arvo. Exactly.
Actually, that just sparked a thought. I have to ask a bit of a important question here. If you do get up, you're up early, do you reach for the Vegemite, or is it some other ridiculous tasting thing that you choose?
Marmite.
No, I'm not saying those words. What do you go for?
Oh, I go straight for the coffee, and then I don't know, not Vegemite or Marmite. I hate it. Yeah, no, not a fan.
Not a fan. Jeez.
No.
You don't hang around with enough Aussies, so that's clearly the issue. Now, look, obviously we're a few months out from the Olympics. What are you doing? Are you back windsurfing full time again, or what's the plans for you at the moment?
No. So, after the games, I didn't want to see an IQ foil again for a while. So I went on holiday. I was meant to go for 10 days and ended up being for a month. But I love being on the water, so I was just wing foiling and surfing and just messing around, which is really nice. And now I'm back in Weymouth, and I have been on the IQ foil twice, I think, and it is fun. But for now, I'm not serious training. Like, it was so much energy for that whole campaign that I don't have energy now at the moment.
Talking about energy, since when we found out I was having you on the show, I just sort of had a little look at what you're up to, and the energy you put into wing foiling.
Yeah,
it's quite decent.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's just I think because it's not race. I don't race on it at the moment. So it's just like playing around and trying things. I think that's what I love about IQ foil, was that we were all just like learning on the spot, like learning a foil tack, and I love like that whole trying things, crashing, and then eventually you get it. And I think that's what I'm kind of addicted to.
Yeah, I mean, Bicey and I wing fall. I'm wondering if you want tips. So
that is a very strong.
Emma, they're in the shed. They walk past them to get the beers out of the fridge.
Get poked in the eye because it's upside down and the foil's about my eye height.
And their idea of an aerial loop is a bit of a spin as they walk past it.
Yeah. Yeah, we taught it. We tend not to be able to pull them out very often. It's quite hilarious. I was trying to go if you wanted tips, but I think maybe we should actually have a bit of a tip session from you. It'd be good, actually. Just how to unpack one would be the first session.
How to connect the pump to the wing.
With you, you've got an amazing family in terms of your mum been to multiple Olympics, your brother's a pro sailor. How did how did you get into sailing? Like, was it you were just born and you were pushed out on a board? Your mum changing your nappy on a windsurfer, was she? Is that how it worked, or?
No, so I started like I did try it a few times when I was like super young, like 4 or 5, but I don't really remember. And then I just played every other sport going. I didn't really want to windsurf. I played hockey to quite a high level, and then but my brother Dan, who's a year and a bit older than me, he was windsurfing all the time, and so my parents were like taking me to hockey, Dan to windsurfing, and then in the end it was just easier for me to do windsurfing, and actually like that competitive side, like trying to get better than Dan at it. Kind of, I think that pushed me along. I don't think he enjoyed that, his younger sister trying to beat him, but
Love it.
that really like spurred me on. So yeah, my mum taught both of us. So yeah, that's how it all started.
Well, just before the other two jump in here, I just want to say that there's a bit of similarity between you and I, like when it comes to the skill set, because reading your little biog, you did start around 7 on the windsurfer,
Yeah.
you said, but you weren't too keen on it because you preferred to eat ice cream. Now,
Throw a
the
pancake in there
similarity
and
right
you and
there.
Jordan are just like peas in a pod.
I was a fat kid at heart.
yeah.
Jordan was a fat kid.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
no, so
But it was always off the beach windsurfing. Ever
Oh.
like in dinghies or for that
No.
sailing skill set, or it was just about going fast, getting out there, having
Yeah,
fun
we
in
had
the sea
we
breeze.
actually we had a topper. And me and my brother, like where we lived, we could it was like perfect. You could go out and it was like all sheltered. Nothing was gonna happen to you. So me and my brother used to go out and just like play in the topper, and I mean most of the time I spent jumping off it and swimming back to it.
To get your ice cream.
Yeah, exactly. So I did a little bit, but nothing, I don't know. I sat on an oppie like once and kept bashing my head against the boom and didn't really enjoy that.
yeah.
So yeah, I didn't really do much sailing. I just went straight to the windsurfing.
It's interesting because we talk, we're involved in sort of trying to help the sport in many different ways. And one question we get, and we've discussed here on the show about 1 billion times, is, when you get a parent saying, how do I make my child better? What's the best thing to do to make them better? And our thought process is just make them go and have fun. Just get them out there and have fun. Don't worry about them trying to be better. Just they learn by doing, just get them out there. And so it sounds like that was your lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's like what I've always said, like I'm never going to lose. Like you see lots of people getting into the team, like the British sailing team, and then you get meetings and all this chat about stuff. And to be honest, like if you're not enjoying it, there's no point in doing it. And that's just what I've always like. I just love being on the water, whatever it is. So I think that's definitely helped me in my like career so far.
It's been
once you kind of got the bug, Emma, was it just literally looking out the window, waiting for the sea breeze or looking at the breeze, and it was just every day type thing?
Yeah, I remember like, because we live super close to the sea. So after school, we just go straight from school uniform into a wetsuit. And then like whatever it was, whether it was like on big kit, small kit, we just go until sunset and then just repeat that over and over. And then eventually you start like going to events and stuff. But yeah, I think the best times were summer holidays because we literally just went from pajamas to wetsuit to pajamas.
Wow.
And it was good fun.
So you
That's
windsurfed in your pajamas.
Oh, yeah.
I probably could windsurf my pajamas.
Because it's so bloody cold here.
It's such a pommy thing to say that into my wetsuit, like it's not an Aussie saying, like you just go down the beach in your boardies and away you go sort of thing.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, we need a wetsuit.
Yeah.
So how was sailing in winter? Did you keep that energy up? I mean, that's just insane. I mean, we used to sail a little bit in winter in Adelaide, windsurf.
Yeah.
But man, that wind.
No, it wasn't. It's not as fun in winter. Definitely, I hate winter here. But like until January and February, March, that's like the coldest bit, and then we just go on the weekend and that's when I was playing. I still played other sports as well, so sometimes I just go and do that. And I think it was good that I still had the other sports going, like for until I was probably like 15, like all during school and stuff. So yeah, that kept, and you just got more friends like at sport as well.
So hockey was your other big love, is that what you said?
Yeah.
So what position were you playing when you were doing hockey?
Yeah, like centre midfield
So
or on the right.
just running,
Yeah.
running and running and
Just
running.
stand by. You don't have to say anything for 10 minutes here. This is comments from the super coach.
No.
We'll start talking you through a few manoeuvres now.
Bit of coaching.
No, I stopped when I was quite young. I don't know that much about it.
That's a brutal game, that hockey.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite big in England at the time because we did well at the Olympics and stuff in the hockey. So
Australia are always doing well at hockey. Not
yeah,
like,
they're good.
Not like rugby.
Oh, cheeky bastard. Hey? Emma, you're going to have to ignore my mates. They're having a go at me. There's a bit of banter going on behind you. Let's focus in. Like your ability on a windsurfer is pretty good, if I can say that subtly. Like from an early age, you started winning. I'm interested that ability to win, whether you attributed it to like your board handling, the way you set up the board, or like were you sitting around the dinner table talking tactics with the family? Like I'm really interested in that sort of, should I be doing this? What was that? What part of it, or what was the success you reckon for you at an early age?
I think at an early age it was just because I spent so much time on the water. It's just like I just love being out there and playing around. But we actually, like me, my mum and my brother would all go on the water together, like after school. So my mum would come on like kit, and we just like do little races in the little harbour we had, and we'd just go racing like every weekend and just between it, and then we'd stop at the cafe on the way home. Like we could windsurf to the cafe, stop at the cafe, leave a kit on the beach, get a hot chocolate and a chocolate bar, and then come home.
It's
It was all kind of, I don't know, like a lifestyle.
What an upbringing! What a lifestyle!
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah, and
Your mum and your bro.
Yeah, so I think, and also having my brother like a bit older, he was always better than me, so that probably helps. When I went to a competition, race girls my age, it felt a lot easier than trying to beat my brother.
It's a really cool little model. I think Brett, BP's responded to it too. Like that ability just to enjoy and have fun whilst you're being subtly trained in reality. Like you're just doing all the things that you need to do to become good. But it was just fun for you. Like I don't think you actually probably realised that you were developing all this skill set. If you windsurf from an early age, like are your the old calluses on the windsurfer, do you have to sand your hands down? Is that still something you have to do?
No, they just get used to it, I think. Unless you go to a hot country, and then like when I went to Japan, they just got absolutely ripped apart. But no, I think you just end up with not very nice hands.
My classic was when I always whacked my back right foot into the foot strap, break my little toe every day. I ended up strapping them together.
Oh god, yeah. No, that's not so fun.
Have you ever got many injuries from windsurfing?
Broken toe.
Broken toe.
I actually did. I broke my big toe. And not really. I mean, I had an operation on my arm like 2 years ago. I think it was like overuse.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Because all the pumping element to it as well.
Yeah, I think the transition from RSX to IQ foil, I hadn't been injured at all, and then I had a time where I just kept getting injured. And I think that was probably because I was like, right, I need to crack IQ foil, and just went out like every single day, and my body couldn't keep up. But yeah.
The transition from just blasting back and forth, trying to go faster than your brother to the racing element that I'm guessing that your mum introduced. What boards were you using then? Was that the RSX or Were you
Um,
Techno.
slalom boards or
yeah,
what's?
so we just started on the little shortboarding kit, like for
Yep,
fun, and then we went on to the Techno 293.
yep.
And we were on that for quite a while, and that was quite good because I could go on the same size sail as my brother, and my mum, so we're all on the same kit, and it was quite fun. I love like one design. I don't really like the equipment side. I like just trying to
Yeah,
beat the
just
person
go.
next to you. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. With the IQ thing, when we were, because we're really, really smart, we got on to Gray Morris many years ago and we started talking him up. We've had him on the show a few times. And,
Oh yeah,
you
he's
know,
good.
so Gray's ridden the Barcarati gravy train to the top. I'm interested. One of the things he talked about is, we talked about body size,
Yeah.
and obviously the blokes are up around that 100 kilo sort of size. Was it the same progression in women? Like everyone started getting heavier and heavier, you were saying with the men. Was it the same progression in women?
Well, like at the start, so like when I finished Tokyo and I only had like 3 weeks off, and I was like, I'm gonna try and learn to IQ foil.
Yeah.
And at the start, I was like 56 kilos or something because I was always trying to lose weight for RSX.
Yeah.
And then I was like, right, so everyone's like, you need to be 75, 80. And I was like, well, I'm never going to be that.
Right.
And I slowly put on weight. And then actually, like during the cycle, as everyone got better, people realized that actually you didn't need to be as heavy. You could just be a lot fitter. So at the games, I was only like 68 or something. So I don't know. I think the girls as well was a bit different to the men because not many girls want to be like absolutely massive. So we all probably were a bit lighter for the kit. And I don't know. I think you just work out ways to sail it. But
You can say technique. You worked your technique out. I mean,
yeah,
Gray's technique was to eat
yeah.
bacon and eggs every day, and McDonald's he reckons he got up to 116 kilos or something. 100. He was just huge,
Yeah.
and he said it was ugly. He said it was an ugly
Yeah.
look.
I don't know how they did that actually. That was people just got bigger and bigger and bigger. But then for Marseille, everyone realized actually, like everyone saw there might not be much wind,
Yeah.
and you needed to be fit and pump it onto the foil. So yeah,
So-
if you couldn't get foiling, you weren't going to do very well.
Yeah. So from a fitness program,
100%.
like
Don't we know it?
windsurfing's like right there with the fitness, the most, it's one of the highest energy output sort of events. I mean, all the sailing events have become much more like that. But from a fitness perspective, how much work are you doing on your fitness as an athlete?
Yeah, so I mean, I guess I enjoy that side, so that was a good thing for me about windsurfing. But I would end up going for the IQ foil, I end up going to a gym like 3 times a week to try and be strong enough for it, and then do either just fitness on the water in the session because it's actually physical windsurfing, or
Yes,
like if we didn't get the conditions, then I'd do on the bike. I'd go on the bike like 2 or 3 times a week as well. So it was quite full on in the end. But
Full balance between
Yeah.
aerobic and aerobic, and
yeah.
because that level of work and pumping, and that's the hard part.
Yeah, it was just like balancing it all really. So you didn't
Yeah.
like also like when you're too tired, then you're just not enjoying it, and then it doesn't become fun or no one wants to do it. So
Was it a program that was put forward to you in working with the team, or did you sort of have your own sort of ideas?
yeah, so with the team we have like physiologists and
Mhm.
S&C coach and stuff, and they all like I give them my input and then we try and make a plan. But I like to be able to give my input too.
Sure. So what was the main area of focus? Like what were you feeling? Okay, let's go back to the start when you were having injuries
Yeah.
and you had your operation or whatever, and then you work out what do I need to work on? So when did you think you actually nailed what you had to work on?
Yeah, so actually when I had that operation and then I was like, right, I probably need to sort this out because I just keep getting injured. So I like sat down with the team, like physio and physiologist, S&C coach, and I basically just going straight from RSX to IQ foil. I wasn't very strong because my whole life before that I'd been trying to be as skinny and light as possible. and then now just going straight onto an iKeeper. So I went to the gym 3 times a week and just tried to get my legs a lot stronger, which helped my back. And then actually my arms, I don't know why I had that injury with my arms, but as soon as I got my legs and my back a lot stronger, then I didn't get injured anymore. So it was really good.
What was the injury, if you don't mind us asking?
It was like an overuse injury of my wrist.
Right.
But it was really strange. It just came on. I went windsurfing one day, like after Christmas in the winter. And I came in, I had this big lump on my arm, and I was like,
So
"What
like
is
a
that?"
strained tendon or something that kept doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It was like the tendons had all got inflamed, and they had to cut out all the bad stuff in the tendon. But it was really quick recovery, so that was good for me.
Well,
You often go to the gym, BP?
yeah.
Oh no, that's Jimmy Brings.
No. I'm right into it.
Love
Right
it.
into it. Mind you, there's nothing wrong with the Jimmy Brings. Emma doesn't know what we're talking about with that one.
No.
It's home delivered beer or wine.
Okay. Nice.
With that whole fitness regime, you talk about being on the bike, you talk about building the leg strength and building your back up. I find that really interesting, because I think, if the younger listeners are out there, understanding that the whole of the body. So, like one thing from the biggest mistake I made was with my whole sailing career is just totally focused on doing what I was doing and never really fixed the whole body. And now I'm a walking cripple. But I'm interested, the fact that you're doing all this sort of stuff where you're looking after your body, would you, and being a top pro at the Olympics, you're one of the best in the world, would you be a cycler on the America's Cup boat? Or does that just look the worst thing in the history of the world?
I would be keen. I don't know. I don't know. I love the physical side of the sport. And I kind of think they should give the controlling to the cyclists. It'd be funny. Like see if they can still steer the boat while cycling.
Like in just the depths of pain.
You've just nailed
In the absolute depths of pain. We see it with the F1 drivers, they're doing all these kind of activities like when they're in a physical and mental state. But to actually give the flight control to the cyclists when they're pumping out 800 watts.
I reckon it's the next level. The actual skipper has to cycle his own power around instead of sitting there doing nothing.
That would be entertaining to watch, at least.
Straight away that there'd be a little switch that they flick off that their pedal doesn't go to anything. And so
just a pretend pedal.
No, I'm interested because what your responses are really sort of a sign of there's sort of different personalities in the world, and there's people that want to put their heads into that space, that sweaty, dark, smelly, disgusting box where you can't see anything, and then there's people that are normal. And I was just intrigued as to which camp you're in, and we've worked you out now.
Yeah, maybe I'm not sure. Yeah, I'd have to do a lot of training for that, but that's the thing about windsurfing. You're being physical, and you get to do the decisions and stuff, which I like. I like the racing and the tactical side too.
Yeah. So, one of the great joys of windsurfing, all three of us, we had a love as youngsters. We all sort of grew up in the same spot, and we all did similar things, and one of the key elements that we had was windsurfing. We all did windsurfing, and we went on these great adventures, spent lots of time after school and, going to Hawaii and doing all that sort of stuff.
During school.
During school. So, windsurfing offers that sort of freedom and escapism and adventure, and you're whilst you're trying to win Olympic medals and so forth, you're still going and training in these amazing places. Where some of the best places you've been able to go for a sail?
I went to San Francisco when I was pretty young. That was really cool. I don't know, just windsurfing under the Golden Gate Bridge. That was
yeah.
Yeah, that was
I know we are. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to Bonaire as well. It's like a Caribbean island, but owned by a Dutch
Yeah.
Antilles. It was amazing. Like the water, like
Crystal
so
clear
clear.
water. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I'd only really sailed in England until that point, and we went on holiday there, and I was like, oh my, it's so nice here.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's cool.
It's Bonaire where all the trick guys hang out, isn't it? Is that the one? Is that where
Yeah, 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 yeah.
How,
Yeah, that
how are
is.
you with the tricks? Are you throwing the IQ around doing stuff like that?
No, no, I just did a foil tax. I love the foil tax, but that's about it.
BP loves the foil tax. He got so excited
Yeah,
when he saw the first one.
I did.
Yeah, I think
I
I
would
watched
like to have
that.
seen it come in more in the Olympics, but just the win wasn't there every time.
Yeah, no, I did actually a really good one, but it was in between the races, and I don't think they filmed it.
Do you want to? You could. I mean, are you willing to share the technique? You know, like is it just lots of speed into the tack, and like BP wants to nail it. You know, he wants to learn how to IQ fall, but he does want to nail the falling tack. It's his
Yeah.
priority.
I mean, the foil tack is the best bit about IQ foiling, I think. Like, yeah, so I saw that video online, like everyone did, and then I went out to try it. We were in Lake Garda at the time, and I was like, how is this even possible? Like, I put the sail to the back of the board and then just fly off the front of the board. And then that that summer, I just repeated it like hundreds and hundreds of times, and now like I do it without thinking, but.
Wow.
I think that's just my way of learning is just going and doing it and doing it and doing it. And I'm watching the videos. My coach got fed off of just filming me crashing the whole time. But yeah, no, it's cool. But now like a lot of the fleet can do them, and it like changed the sport quite a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was a big discussion. I was lucky enough to go out with Gray when we were sailing down at Wallara. They were sailing at Wallara. It was one of the first sessions we had with the team. And that was the big question about, one day one of these people are going to learn how to tack this thing.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
was watching them sail and, they're sailing along and then the second they moved to
yeah,
go upwind, the thing just went,
yeah,
this, like I'm just thinking to myself, this is going to be impossible,
yeah, yeah.
But then again, sailing once again proves it. Nothing's impossible.
Yeah, no, it is cool now.
Who would have thought we'd see 75-foot yachts with wings with
Yeah,
racing around with foils?
yeah, mental.
So, let's talk about the Olympics. I think you were one of the iconic elements for us at the Olympics. It was the fact that you were so clearly dominant. I think you had like a 30-point lead going into that final.
Yeah, but
I mean, it kills me to say it being an Aussie, but I don't think I could have felt more for a human being than that. I think everybody, I reckon 98% of the world just wanted to lift you up onto that top podium, because you proved that you were just dominant. And the fact that it was lost because that tack onto a ley line, and ley lines are where death comes. And that tack onto a ley line and the whole regatta and all that years of training, how are you doing? Like, do we have to send care packages? We're very concerned. Like, do you want to come down to Oz for a bit and we can all take you out and spoil you? What can we
yeah.
do? How are you feeling?
Yeah, no, I'm better now. I mean, it was really hard. Like, the straight after the competition, and then I had the interviews like straight away.
That would be the hard part.
Yeah, like it was like 10 minutes after that race, which that race broke me. Like it wasn't my best race of the event, and it's happened before and before, like in the past.
Yeah, well, it was
And
at a Worlds you had a 60-point lead or something going into the final.
Yeah. This year I had 62-point lead, but like, I mean, yesterday was the first time I actually like debriefed it with someone, and like it's taken a while. And actually, like when I look back at it throughout the whole cycle, there was this story forming of me like dominating, and then not performing in the final race. And but in my head, I was like, oh, like trying to be positive, never saying I didn't like the format because it's what I've chosen to do. Like it's the sport I've chosen to do at the Olympic Games, and like I want to be positive about it. And then I think after that race, when I did the interviews, I was just so fed up with it and said what I thought.
You wouldn't have digested it. It would have been
Yeah.
what just happened.
Well, no, but it's fair to say, given it was 10 minutes after, like it was super raw interview, and the fact you said your mind, it wasn't like these typical interviews that we see these days. Oh yeah, everyone did a good job. It's, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like it was refreshing as much as we could all feel the hurt.
Yeah.
You were
I
going
think
through.
like I got so many nice messages after it, and I got some messages that weren't nice after it as well, like because of my interview. And that hurt as well, like going on a train to Paris and getting these not so nice messages. But for some reason, your brain always looks at the not so nice messages when I've got literally thousands of super
That's
nice messages.
humans. That's how humans
Yeah.
roll.
Like people like Ben Ainsley, Hannah Mills, they all sent me messages, and that like really it was like amazing for me to see. And then
Well,
but yeah,
we were sending you subliminal messages on the show.
We sent a pack of
I was in
Lamingtons.
Canada
BP, we sent a pack of Lamingtons
and
A pavlova.
and a jar of Vegemite.
yeah. Oh no,
I was in
don't-
Canada. I was in Canada at the time, and because I had a particular interest, obviously, in IQs because of Gray.
Yeah.
And I was glued to watching you guys. And when it happened, I was super stoked for you, how you sailed, and I just felt what you were going through.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because me and Gray had been training at the same center,
Similar for Gray, wasn't it? Sort of.
yeah, like we were training at the same center leading up to the games, and we had all this equipment to test before the Olympics and choose which one we wanted with foil. And I said to Greg, because everyone was like testing, I was like, "Great, have you chosen your kit yet?" And he was like, "Oh, well, I tried it and it's good, so I'm just going to use that." I was like,
great.
"Yeah, perfect. I'm going to do the same."
We get the same thing from him, so it's good to hear you the same sort of like. It's just a windsurfer, man.
Yeah, no, Gray's like, and then we were sat like waiting for this medal race, both with these yellow bibs. And he was like to me, "So what do you do? Like, do you go out early? Do you go out late for this final race?" Yeah.
Yeah.
But just going back to the format bit, Emma, like you said, you kind of had to like it just because you're part of it.
Yeah.
Theoretically, that's fantastic, right? But to actually see what happened in the end, and I mean, we're all from a sailing background, and it's about averages, and I mean, Jordan could talk about that for years. But it's all about the averages and getting the points and stuff. In reality, it was pulled at everyone, and like Jordan said, being Aussies, it's to see what happened though. Like we're all super compassionate about it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, where do you see the sport going now? There was a lot of controversy in that regard. Has there been discussions? Are you part of those discussions?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because after the games, and then we had a press conference, and they asked me, Marta, and Sharon like what we thought of the format, and we all said we didn't like it. But obviously, that doesn't get out in the media because I don't know, the media want to portray a story. So, and I think definitely there are conversations going on now, and the format will change. I don't think it will be back to like what we all know, like a double points medal race. It will be something else. But at least maybe it'll be where the winner gets to do a race or some sort of, I don't know. I just like I got into sport because I think it's something like the harder you work, the better you are, and you get a result from it. And for me, all this year, it's just like a really weird feeling. It's like I respect the people I race against, and they all won. They won what we do. But it's like a weird feeling because you put so much energy. You kind of know you're the best, but you're just not winning one final race, and it is just a weird feeling.
That probably would be the hardest part about it is that you were so dominant, like so dominant, and sailed so well, and it just had to come down to one race. And I mean, Gray felt the same, and obviously in his situation, but It must. That would have been the hardest thing to sort of work out, which is why it's taken so long.
Yeah, I think like it just took a while to like process it. But I guess like going on the water here, and it's like Weymouth Speed Week at the moment, and there's like hundreds of people on the water just going windsurfing because they enjoy it. And I just went and tried some Salem foil kit. And
Did you say it's Weymouth Speed Week
Weymouth,
right now?
yeah, Weymouth.
Right now?
Yeah. This week.
That's
I'm
cool.
living in a van. I might pop down on Saturday.
Yeah, go BP.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Go.
The analogy I sort of think of is like we're all from, when you go to a game of cricket and once in a blue moon, a seagull just cops a cricket ball, like it's flying past and a cricket ball takes out a seagull. That's basically how they select the winner of the windsurfing at the moment. Just randomly
How's
smash.
that analogy?
Sometimes he goes off on these tangents, Emma, and you've got to kind of just accept them.
Despite the big head, that is a weird thing.
Anyway, but it does sort of take that, from a technical, when we're in your technical sport, like you look at motor racing, any sort of sport that's technically orientated, like it's not like 100-meter final where it's just, it's the same thing every time. So because it's always different, we need to find the best by who's the best of all conditions. And that's what we have always targeted. And we're being, as a sport, all sports are being forced this way by TV, and the TV decisions are being driven by a 30-year-old half-formed intelligence producer who thinks that the audience are too stupid to understand and won't follow the whole thing through the week, and it just does my head in. And when we should just stick to finding what's best. And you can't say this stuff, but I can, because no one can do anything to me. So, like it's bullshit. It's absolute, and no disrespect to the ladies that your competitors that got gold and silver. I think that if they had a 30-point lead going in or a 60-point lead going in, and the same thing happened to you, they would be heartbroken as you were. And I think you handled it amazingly. Like you did the smartest thing in the world. Just shut it down for a while. Going on holiday for a month, it's brilliant. And we're very grateful that you're here talking about it now with us. And we recognise you can't say as much as you probably want. So let Barkarati say it for you. It's bullshit.
I think the thing is the whole Olympics was it made me realise how much is just for the TV and they're trying to produce it for the viewers. But then the problem was all the viewers didn't understand what was going on in our racing. Why, and people couldn't work out how someone could win all these races but not win overall. Yeah. And that's
well, that explains it, doesn't it, straight away, that it's not right.
Yeah. So I hope something changes because I'm going to wait until the format is decided and then to try and start another campaign. But until something's changed, I'm going to wait a bit.
for the listener out there that doesn't understand, so basically all the sporting federations that are part of the Olympics disperse quite a significant amount of funds. And the amount of money you get, each nation gets, is split based on how much TV ratings your sport gets. So the more TV ratings you have, the more dollars your sports federation gets, and that's how they all survive. And so the whole thing for TV is exactly right. They've got to produce, and so every sport bends itself over backwards to try and find a way to get more TV ratings. Now, Barkarati came up with the solution. There was a very clever man down here in Australia came up with an idea for the double-handed offshore event because it's just going to go ongoing throughout the Olympics. So it's at night time when other nations are awake and France was asleep, everyone would be able to tune in, and it's only sailing that would be a live event that you could join in, and that was the gist behind it.
Pretty riveting TV, by the way.
But
midnight in the Gulf of Marseille.
It's like the Truman Show, sort of.
In all that wind we had in Marseille.
Yeah, it's like Big Brother or the Truman Show.
The footage would be, let's say, Bicey and I sailing together. It'd be a bit like, hey, Bicey, want to get me a cup of coffee, mate? Yeah. Hang on. I'm just folding the jib.
The solution we had, Em, was that Baccarati is that the ultimate regatta is when the cauldron's lit, that's the starting gun. And then when the cauldron goes out, that's the finish gun. And who sailed the most distance gets the win. That was our
2 weeks of sailing.
Yeah. But anyway, that's why sports turn themselves inside out for trying to make for TV sport. And that's, you've unfortunately, you're the content that got burnt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got a Emma. Sorry, Jordan, jump in. Have World Sailing reached out to you, Emma, in regards to the format? Or
I sent an email to World Sailing.
Yeah.
And said my thoughts, because I guess I just feel like if I don't say anything, I'll regret it for the rest of my life.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I think actually that's what I said. Like, I think the sailors should get more of an input into, especially like the ones who have been doing it for years and years. Like, we have experience, and probably more experience than some of the people just making these decisions. So, like, let us have some input in what, because at the end of the day, it's not a 4-year campaign. It's more like an 8 or 12-year campaign, or
well, in your case, it's your whole life.
Yeah, exactly. So, I just think if we can find a format that respects someone's campaign and all the effort and work, because it's not just me, it's like the whole team.
Oh, yeah.
Like when I came in and from that race, I just stopped. I tried to compose myself before I came in, and then everyone, like my whole team, were crying. Like, and it's horrible to see like that,
the
like
effort that they put in, and
yeah,
they know you're hurt. They know you're
exactly, and everyone just cares.
They
so
watch
much.
you being. I'm about to cry.
Yeah.
They're watching the effort that you've put in, and they're watching you trying to stay strong, and they know that inside you are just broken.
One of the vice presidents is a windsurfer, so she
would have been all over it.
Yeah, I think she'd be in your camp. She'd understand exactly the hurt.
And a Baccaratian.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's a touchy subject. It's a touchy subject, but I think it's one that needs to be discussed.
Yeah, let's leave it at that. I do think we do need to say though that from the perspective of your team, the British sailing team, and yourself, you need to take from it how well you actually sail. Like the medal colour was different, but I mean, it's still amazing to be at the Olympics. Still amazing to get the medal, but it's sort of it's not a full reward for the effort. But you were clearly amazing. Like we were all talking about you beforehand. Like
I just loved because it was like 4 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock, something like that in Canada.
Yeah,
and, I'd wake up to watch the windsurfing, and it made my day. So there you go.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just it's funny because at the Olympics, like you never really know what's going to happen. Like everyone changes a bit, and the whole like laying of the course is always different. Like we were waiting a lot more than usual, and I every day I was just like, oh, we'll just go out see what happens. And I was I don't know why I was so relaxed about it all, and every day I just did pretty well. Like I think one race I fell in on a foil tack, and then I crashed again, and I was like, oh my days, this is the Olympic Games. I've just crashed twice.
Yeah.
But like I think that is the thing. Like I just really enjoy it, and I can be proud of what I did that week. Like nobody could have ever done that.
Yeah.
And 2 Olympic medals, like it's not so bad. It's just a weird feeling as well.
Yeah. With the
sorry, Jay, just one thing before you say that. How was your mum? And she would have been the closest person for you. She's been there, done that, and obviously you're so close to her. What you would have leant on her pretty hard, right?
Yeah, I think like obviously they were sad as well, and my brother was there, and I've never seen my brother cry like that. So obviously they were sad, but then I think a few days later, like you're just family. They're like, come on, let's go and do something fun, and like let's just go forget about it. And I think that was good to go on holiday and just go on the water, but completely different. And
I know for a fact what would have happened. They would have gone off together, and you would have got the biggest cornetto from the ice cream shop.
Exactly. Yeah. Perfect.
That's exactly right. With the, we went from the RSX to the IQ foil for this Olympics. Next Olympics, is there any sort of changes? If if you were 3 old blokes wanting to revive your windsurfing career and have a shot at gold medal, what sort of things do we need to be aware of? Is there any changes to the equipment?
So it needs to be like ratified in November at the meeting, but the girls are potentially going on to a 7-meter sail, and the boys are going on to the 8-meter sail. So basically, it's to try and reduce the massive weight gain that some of the boys had. Yep. So we'll see how that works. I don't know. I'm not completely convinced because I'm not sure how much foiling we're actually going to do, considering what happened at the games. But hopefully we'll get going early enough and it'll be good. But that's the only change.
Okay, so slightly smaller. So we're the one sport where we've got decent size, or what we call normal sized human beings, is going to be reduced again. So okay,
yeah.
It's a sad day, isn't it, Jordan Spencer?
It
is. We said it to grade a lot. There's probably not many sports in the Olympics where you can sit down in the village and have a jug of beer put on your table. Apart from
and eat a steak.
It's a sad day for the normal sized human being.
So for you, looking forward, are you gonna? Is it all windsurfing for the future? Or will you step into other, like you've sailed? Obviously, the sailing skills translate. Will you do other sorts of sailing?
Yeah, I'd love to try some other things of sailing. Like, I think, when you watch the America's Cup and the Sail GP and stuff, it looks kind of cool, and I feel like I could. I would love to give that a go at some point. Just like I love foiling as well. So there's the professional side of windsurfing as well, the PWA.
Yeah.
It's quite tempting. So, or the wing foil racing. I think this next year I'll probably just try lots of different things, and then I definitely do another campaign. But it's kind of nice.
We want you to.
Yeah,
great.
It'd be awesome to see you on the.
Go and do your wing foiling. Go and do your
BP
fun stuff. But we want you to do another campaign.
No, we've got an idea, BP. I've just had an idea.
What's that?
Hang on.
What's that?
Could we have a challenge? Like, we could call it the Emma Wilson Challenge. Like, we throw it out to all comers, right? And everyone turns up. Like, Barkarati will be there. We'll 3 of us will race. And we can all just take you on, and you can just smoke us all and show us how far in front of everyone you really are. And we could just call it, it's the Cornetto Challenge. We'll call it the Cornetto Challenge.
Cornetto Challenge. Perfect.
We could do it at
You've won
Speedway
already,
next
Jordan
year.
Spencer.
Well, we can do it in Adelaide. It's a reach from Semaphore to West
yeah.
Beach and just straight to the cafe.
Have you sailed Adelaide? Have you been to Adelaide? Have you been to Adelaide in South Australia?
No, I've been to Perth and Sydney. But not Adelaide.
Yeah. So similar to Perth.
Official invitation.
Yeah, similar to Perth in terms of weight of wind. You get a lot of. It's not as windy. Like, you don't get as thumping a sea breeze as regularly as Perth does, but it's got the same weight to it. And
nice.
Obviously, there's a fair 98% chance you'll get eaten by a shark every time you go out for a sail. But it's just
worth it for the kinetic.
It just makes you a better windsurfer.
Yeah, that's right. You just go harder.
You can't fall off here.
We'll have to organise it next time you're in Ross. We'll do the Cornetto Challenge. I think we should just do that. I reckon it'd be great.
Sponsored by Cornettos now.
Yeah.
We give all these brands on this show. We give all these brands this recognition, and we get nothing for it.
Yeah. What about if you were? Sorry about boats, but I do want to hit on a couple of favourite things. Like, if you when you look outside of windsurfing, what boats are the things you might, like you mentioned the Sail GP and the Cup boat. So they're the sort of things that you sort of feel the most affinity towards, or are you do you look at dinghies and go, I wish I was sailing a 5.0 sort of thing?
No, I guess the foiling ones are pretty cool. The Moth actually looks quite fun.
Yeah.
I think.
I was going to ask you, have you sailed a Moth?
I've never sailed one, but I think now because you could just I love like the individual side as well because you can just like I can just rig up my windsurfer whenever I want and go, whilst like and not have to wait for people to come with you.
But you
Yeah,
do,
well, that is the beauty of that, isn't it?
yeah, but
Yeah.
you also said you don't like the tinkering element. You're not into the tinkering element,
Yeah.
and let's be honest, like if you're a
Yeah.
moth sailor, you've given up all social
Yeah,
life.
You're on the tinker.
You're on the
No,
tinker.
yeah.
About the kites. Is that something of
Yeah.
interest?
I think the kites. I don't know why. I'm just not so. I don't want to get dragged across.
Too
Portland.
much string for me. I'm the same.
Yeah.
Like, I just that whole string thing. That I can't even fishing. I can't even go fishing because I get
Yeah.
tangled. I'm just-
Plus,
I
the
mean-
winging is perfect because it's like a mixture.
Yeah.
And all you do is pop your wing up and off you go. So
Yeah.
No,
I
I'd be thinking that the winging wouldn't be far off from getting a look into the Olympics, wouldn't it? They're starting to push pretty hard.
yeah, I think it will be soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a
Would
world
that
champs
be
on or something.
would that be high on the agenda if it was to go in? I mean, you'd have to make a big decision then, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Well,
probably.
you could do both.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I might as well give two chances.
go on.
Yeah, no, I would be like the winging is super cool, and yeah, maybe I could get a medal in 3 different disciplines of windsurfing, winging.
Oh, there you go.
That'd be cool.
Love it. I love it.
But who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, no, I think
We've
wingding.
started something, boys.
Yeah, we're onto it.
We've started something. She's going to do the winging and the IQ for the next.
Well, the
Yeah.
other thing of interest for you, Em, is that obviously with the wing dinging at the moment, there's so much sort of development. It's in that high development phase. You know, everything's changing. A lot of different equipment's coming out. So you know, and that was something you liked. I think you said at the start. So that does appeal. The fact that you know you could take on. Looks like BP, you're in the committee boat, mate. But you could take on me and Bice in a wing ding challenge. You know.
Yeah,
I'm on the committee boat.
Well, you haven't got a wing ding, you goober.
Oh, I could hire one.
and give advice.
yeah.
I'm quite happy to stay. I can tell you what after watching Emma on the videos. After seeing that, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to do that. It's pretty cool.
So,
All right. So, Em, talk to us about the next 6 months. What's you've kind of gone and got your fix, wing dinging around. Now you're kind of back home. Are you getting a bit serious now? Like,
I mean, I had a few meetings, but like I got a few sponsor things to do in November here in England. I'm going to Hong Kong. For a week in November to do the Hong Kong Nationals, and I just thought Hong Kong would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
super cool.
A good
And they're very good.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and then I don't know. I'll probably start maybe training in January, and I'd love to win a world championship. So next year, I think if I do one event, that'll be that one. Go and try. I never won a championship still.
And where are the worlds,
hang on.
actually?
the youth world, there is a
Youth
few.
world, yeah. Never senior.
No, senior. I think you've got 4 world champs or something. But anyway, let's just call it senior ones. Yeah, go on, continue.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd love to try and that's in Denmark in Aarhus.
Oh, very nice. Yep.
So yeah, I've been there once before, and yeah, I really liked it. So I'll go and give that a go.
Well, there's some good news. Apart from the 3 of us going to come and help.
Perfect. Some coaching.
We talk about on television commentators giving the curse, the commentator's curse. When you come on bar karate, it's the reverse curse. Everyone that comes on bar karate goes on to win. It's unbelievable, the success rate. So you've got, as BP says, you've got it in the pocket now. You just pull it out when you want it. So you've got the reverse curse.
When you pull it out, it's really important that you do it at the right time.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm pretty sure you of all people understand that.
Yeah. I should have come on before the Olympics. Damn it.
Well, Gray had one. And we think he may have gone a little bit early by winning the overall thing, winning the point series. But the good part is we're about to win the America's Cup.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because we've got 3. We've got people on both boats, so we've done good.
So we've done our work, basically.
Actually, just speaking of all the crap we banter on about the show, what's your skin colouring there? You don't have a bit of ginger in you, do you? Is that
I think there's a bit of ging. There's a bit of ging there.
is that true? Am I saying that right or not?
I don't have any ginger in me, no.
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 Oh, no.
Jordan, come on.
No. Well, I was just thinking the Ginger Challenge.
Challenge.
Yeah, there could be a professional career. So we come up with this campaign where every ginger that gets a haircut pays an extra $2, and we're collecting funds, and we're going to have the Ginger Challenge around the world race.
Well,
boat.
I think it's moved to a sail GP team now.
Yeah, it
Hasn't
might be. Yeah.
Well, the way it's going, might be a laser campaign.
Yeah.
See how many gingers we can get on a laser.
All right, so we got you going the Worlds. We're excited about the
Yeah.
Worlds. It's going to be good. Would you go to a wingding Worlds or wingding regatta?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I think I probably need to get some different equipment. That's the thing. The equipment keeps changing what people use and
Yeah, they
stuff.
haven't settled into anything, have they?
Yeah, so that's the only thing that if they were all on one design or something, that would be perfect for me because
Okay.
I just jump on it. But
That,
yeah,
that
I'd definitely be keen.
that'll probably. I think that'll for them to get serious. They'll have to look at that.
Yeah,
You'd think to make competitions.
yeah.
Are you coming down to Oz at any time? Hong Kong, you're getting close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking because my brother lives in Sydney now. He's lived there for 6.
Where does he live in Sydney?
The northern beaches.
The
38 Crow's Nest Road, Northern Beaches.
Yeah, around there.
Okay.
I've actually been there once.
Yeah, I'm in Sydney, so
Yeah, no,
well, not right now, but
no. Yeah, so I might come over and visit, and I might go to New Zealand and do some training there.
Why would we get out of that backward country? I tell you.
not bad, is he? Hey, not bad.
Sorry, all our New Zealand friends, just playing. You know that. No, look, it's pretty cool, Em. Like we just don't know how you're still standing. Like it's just. But everyone, we just wanted to say everyone loves you. So you're an amazing sailor, and it's pretty evident that you've got some special sauce that. If you don't mind sharing, so if you do come to Oz, give us a call. Bit of Vegemite, because we'd love a coaching session with you.
Yeah.
I reckon it'd be pretty.
Cornetto challenge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the Cornetto challenge is something we could put together. We're in touch with some pretty influential people in the windsurfer world, but yeah, let's do it.
We could start. If you're coming to Sydney, we could start it in Wallara, and we could end up down Watson's Bay or down Manly.
Oh,
Perfect.
down the harbour, love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll probably start at Manly and end up at Wallara. That'd be a better one.
But yeah, from that perspective, we're just really happy to have a chat to you. Good news,
Absolutely.
you've got the reverse curse in your pocket, and it's all shiny and shiny, happy in the future. So thanks so much for chatting to us. It's been great fun hanging out, and hopefully it's a lifelong friendship now.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks for having me.
If some strange bloke comes up to you and go, "G'day, Emma in Sydney," that's probably BP. Just remember that.
Yeah, okay.
Keep it where I haven't mentioned it for a while, Emma, but keep an eye out for the merchandise pack from Barkarati. It's in the mail
somewhere. It's been going around the world for 5 years. We don't know where it is.
All right,
Nice.
see you later, Chad.
Hey, Emma, thanks
Well
very
done.
much.
Congratulations and good luck for the future. Keep smiling.
Thank you.
It's fair to say that heartbreaking, honest, raw, all those kind of words come to mind. And, I mean, how appreciative can we be to have Emma join the show, tell us her story through her eyes? Because it was all pretty easy sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Saying it's the right way to do it, the wrong way to do it.
Yeah.
But from an actual athlete's point of view.
Oh.
But so yeah, massive shout out to Emma for that. But
yeah,
tough stuff.
Yeah, and again, no disrespect to the other medalists. We're not trying to disrespect your performances or anything, but I think everyone on the planet knows, saw it. And, I got to say, chatting to her, she's a kindred spirit. She's the sort of person that I just love to hang out with. You know, like you could see that she'd be a lot of fun. She's pretty determined, so there's a lot of respect for that. And yeah, you
100%.
know, I was just we were grateful for that chat. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys do, or did. And yeah, we'll continue on. But yeah, good on her. I was just thinking, go on, my friend.
Oh no, please go on, Jordan Spencer. You were just thinking. Here we go. Settle up. Put your feet up.
Well, you mentioned ahead of that interview the 1 meter stuff. You were asking me questions, and one of the things I've been worried about, you know, for these athletes, these 1 meter athletes, is thumb endurance. You know, like the thumb endurance. Like I was wondering, like, you know, I've had all these ideas today. Like, if you're always using your thumb, are you going to get RSI, repetitive strain injury? Should you have a hand controller that can use your fingers from underneath, you know, like over the top? And then it just hit me like, surely a bit of the Radix nutrition would be the go, you know, because they've got to sustain themselves. It's a world champ. They've got a lot of races, and I thought maybe that's the go, and so that'll be it. A bit of fast, healthy, complete nutrition for these people. It's, you know, it's great. It's got nutrient dense. It's gluten free. It's got vitamins, minerals, probiotics, and it's affordable.
Mate,
$6 a day.
Remember back in the day when sailing boats actually had grinders on board?
Yes.
And all those grinders would get themselves into a bit of an arm wrestle off of a night time at a bar.
Yeah, until we break our arms.
How's the twiddlers go? A little thumb wrestle on the dock.
Oh, it's funny because with the live stream, Grant's sending out notes going, like, any ideas, like, for Phil shots, and I keep sending all these different ideas about thumb fights and thumb, like, training regimes for thumbs, and he's just wrote back to me the other day. He said, "That's enough thumb stuff, mate."
Yeah. The great thumb war of 2024.
Thumb tug of war. Oh, you know, there's just no end to it. You can have such a good time.
Yeah, it's endless.
Yeah.
It's endless.
But anyway, 1 meter world, tune in. It's on YouTube. Again, it'll be all going live. So it's in Queensland. It's Australia, East Coast time. And it's just going to be live streaming for basically 8 hours a day, 6 days worth of racing. So I'll be racing Tuesday, Australia time. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, possibly a day off on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah. So it'll be unreal. So just go to YouTube, jump on there, and you'll get everything. And full commentary. It's not just boats racing around. Like, it'll be full commentary.
So you're doing commentary?
Yeah.
With WebEx or? Yeah.
Yeah, WebEx and me and Dave Turton and Saskia Gunavun, lovely human being. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
A lot of passion. Should be a ton of fun. Lots of interviews, lots of coverage, lots of background. It's glamour spot. It's a glamour spot. Happy Rock. I tell you, some of the overseas competitors are just so happy to be here. We've got trade winds blowing at the moment. It's like 29 degrees. Yeah, no one bought jumpers. No one's bought a raincoat. She's glamour.
Interestingly, I've been sent several photos from several different individuals who are there taking part in it, like all the way from the US down from people from SA. So, yeah, we'll be keeping a close eye on that, my friend. 100%.
How clever was it the cup to finish in time so that, you know, they didn't want to compete with the 1 meters, obviously, yeah.
Well, perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
I think actually that was part of Dolce's interview last night. He said, well, we had to wrap it up today, given that the 1 meters are starting.
Oh, dear. Obviously, other events that are starting, we've mentioned it a couple of times now, but we're getting fired up because it is genius. We go straight from the cup to the 1 meters to the Vendée Globe. 10th of November, she's going to be an absolute glamour. So everyone, I don't know if you guys are fired up. We're 100% fired up on this one. Cannot wait. It's our happy place, watching the Vendée or being part of it. And so we're fired up. The other one that is going to be kicking off this week is the Swan Worlds.
Yes, Swan Worlds.
Yeah.
Massive one. Yeah.
Big one. So I think that kicks on the 23rd. Porto-Cervo, I'm assuming.
Host of different swans, obviously.
Yeah.
Being there with all the, you know, everything from the new 28 all the way through to the 36, the 42, 48, 50s, everything. So good racing.
Yeah. So a couple of cool events coming up on that one. So that is definitely a ton of fun. So now the Vycobi Listener of the Month, of course, is part of the Jack Lloyd Listener of the Week. We got a few emails this week. Have you got any favourites, my friend?
Before we do launch into that, Jordan, we got a bit of correspondence from our friend Pat during the week.
Oh, yes.
On, we've been known to have a few Peter outs amongst us. Yeah. But one thing that we're not going to have a Peter out on is the sun shirt.
No.
Yeah.
How good is it looking?
Pat sent through a beautiful design, as a matter of fact, this week, which we'll be looking to get on the shelves very soon. So keep your eyes peeled, listeners.
Yes.
On this. It's going to be pretty epic.
It is.
The Barkarati sun shirt.
Absolutely perfect. And speaking of the logo, gorgeous Gordon Maguire and I just happened to be standing next to each other just a couple of hours ago. So speaking of the logo, but yeah, that sun shirt, we're doing a whole different thing with that. So Vycobi, you'll just go to the Vycobi website and order it. It's super easy, super low stress, so you can check out all their great products as part of that. So very happy. I hope the listeners love it. I must admit, so with Speaking 1 Meters, Saskia came up to me. She's a lovely human being. I've sort of called her in a few races before, and she came up to me and we're commentating together, and she's gone, I bought one of your wind cheaters, 3 years ago. Hoodies, yeah. Bought one of your hoodies 3 years ago, listening to Bubba, with Bar Karate, and now I'm getting to do commentary with you. And I said, oh, that's very cool.
It's how it starts.
It's how it starts. She said, that hoodie is the best thing I've ever bought. She loves it. She said, you just cannot find that material on any other hoodies. And I said, well, guess what, Saskia? We've got a new one. So
amazing.
Yeah, so she was very happy with that, but she genuinely came up and told me that, so that's very cool. Righto. Listeners of the week, Jack Lloyd, our long lost mate, Jack Lloyd. What have we got? Blair Mitchell, I think, sent us a little discussion. And I like his opening line, hi, idiots. A couple of thoughts through the cup discussion. Smaller boats to make it more affordable, attract more teams. Why is there talk of a 50-footer? The smaller class is already there. It's called the AC40. If the cup boats went to 50-foot, we might as well throw all these 40s in the bin. Why not make it a box 40 rule so the current off-the-shelf AC40 can be raced in the rule as the cheapest option to get a team in? But if you have a bigger budget, in the spirit of the AC development class, you can build a tricked-up AC40 that fits into the boxed rule. Great idea. I like it. I don't know what you think there, Bryce. He's got another one. The protest button. In the AC40 racing, we saw starboard tack boats press the button when a port tack boat ducks their transom going upwind to try and get a penalty for being too close. Seems like bad sportsmanship to me. In the big boats, there has also been many examples. Final race 4, leg 2, first cross, GBR on port tack protest New Zealand. That's a full up dial. That's a full on dial up there. Talking like every other boat on the course isn't doing it. No penalty. Ashby, he was dreaming there. Next cross, same leg. GBR starboard tack crossed by New Zealand. GBR 45 behind and on the data and protest. No penalty. Like other sports with a challenge button, protest button, in our case, there needs to be a limit on how many wrong calls you can make. Something like 3 wrong protests in a row and the penalty is reversed, or a big protest fee direct debit from the button would do the trick, I think, like $1 million big in the case of the AC. Bring back some true sportsmanship, better rule, knowledge and fair sailing. Good discussion. Good discussion.
Very good discussion. So basically what we're saying is do something like in the cricket, how you can get the, what do they call it, VAR or something?
Yeah.
actual vision from that, and you get a certain amount of calls. But I hear the whole sportsmanship thing. That's interesting. Obviously, you're trying your hardest, right?
Yep.
To get in front of the other boat, but that is a valid call.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, we want to sort of narrow it down so it's really important. You know, like they're actually proper calls. So yeah, I think that's a good call. I don't know about the $1 million fine, but you know, actually, let's just say this.
Well, if it comes to us,
yes,
maybe.
There you go.
Yeah.
There is one other one. There's a few of Instagram banter going on, but I won't bother bringing that. But I do want to mention Rob Allen's email, which I found quite interesting. What are you laughing for? You know exactly what it's about?
Well, there's been a couple of campaigns on the side of Barkarati.
Yes.
One, of course, is the rainbow. Bring back the rainbow, which I believe has gone extremely well.
Going very well.
And then, of course, the other one is the Crocs.
Correct.
Do tell, Rob Allen.
Well, I'm with Rob on this. I think Pistol Pete has been trying to steal your thunder. He has been listening to the show. It's like Daniel Ricciardo and the shoey, mate. You remember, how Daniel Ricciardo's been doing those shoeys, and everyone thinks it's a Daniel Ricciardo thing. We were doing those in 1990. Like Ricciardo, and Pistol Pete's done the same thing here. And so this is Rob. Boys, massive controversy here. Pistol Pete seems to be taking credit for the Croc revolution. Bicey needs to lawyer up. Goes without saying, this kind of cultural appropriation would never have happened in the Merlin rocket fleet. I do love it. So there has been...
I must admit, I do get a bit of a chuckle when I see them kind of crawl out of their little cockpits.
With the Crocs on?
Wearing some Crocs.
Oh, what did I see the other day? Who had the Crocs in sporty mode? Oh, on our mate on the Omoka, Gentoo, the Gentoo Omoka. He put a post up. James Harada. He put a post up with the Crocs in sports mode, and I thought, yes. At least he's attributing it straight to Bice. That was nice. That was good. But yeah. So Pistol Pete, well, we might have to get him in. We've been saving Pete for a while. I must admit, we're coming up to 300. I really think that's Ashby's spot, though. 100%. 100%. We'll get Pistol Pete, but I think Ashby, we want to really get. I mean, he has just been the greatest thing about the Cup so far as I'm concerned. And that, as a commentator, that he's. He's just been great. He's just a pure class act. He should be commentating everything.
Knighted, yep. Sir Lenny,
Sir Gaspy, Sir Gaspy.
So Nate, this is Sir Lenny speak.
Cool. But yeah, so well done. Both of you guys are in contention for the Vycobi Listener of the Month.
Listener of the Month.
Yeah, keep them all coming in, people. So send them to cheers@barkarati.com.
It's hot time with Bice.
Oh, where do I start, George?
So much. Yeah, probably. Did you get home yet? Have you been out all night?
Yeah, pretty much. It was. It's been a massive couple of days here in Barcelona. Spent Friday on the water.
Yeah.
Friday night. Check this. Boatyard reunion.
Oh, how was that?
Hosted at shout out to friend of the show, Henry, of course.
Yes.
And Steffi organised a show at American Magic Base.
Oh.
Would have been 40, 50 people there.
Wow.
All ex kind of Volvo Boatyard people.
How cool is
which
that?
Which was epic thing. Things did get a little loose. Let's say that.
It's a good bunch of human beings.
I'm yet to release some pictures.
Okay. That's cool.
But picture this, there's a couple of mannequins in the full US
You got me
regalia.
in a couple of mannequins.
full US regalia. And there may or may not have been one Nicholas Spice
In compromising photos.
getting dressed up in that regalia. I've actually got lunch today with Tyson friend of the show, of course.
Yeah.
And it may be at that point in time that I'll release those pictures.
Yeah, cool. I mean,
No, so big shout out to all those guys. Epic time of our life. Great to see everyone involved with all the cup teams around. So that's, something that's been super, super awesome and super proud to be part of. But, obviously we're in Barcelona for one thing, right? And that is the cup, which was
just before
run and
you,
won.
hang on, just before you go there, just with the lunch for Tyson, remember, just say to Tyson, give him my love, but most love to his favourite child of my favourite of his children, Jordan Lamont.
Jordan. Of course.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, this is the heart of it. Right here, Barcelona, the cup. Masterful class by the Kiwis the last couple of days.
Masterclass, yeah.
Wednesday, the Poms, took 2 races.
Yep.
And you could almost say, I think a lot of people thought this could be the change of the guard.
Yep.
In saying that, the Kiwis came out and just an absolute masterful class in the last couple of days. So well-deserved win. Huge effort.
It was
magic.
It was really, really good. And I was trying to think about how I could describe, there's a lot of criticism flying around on social media, all of it undeserved. If they're putting the boot into anyone, the classic example was, I think, one of the earlier races when the Poms were doing the same sort of standard pre-start manoeuvre, and the Kiwis came in and had a play for it, and they got a penalty on the Poms. They didn't go out to the boundary; they came back in and attacked, and it worked really well. The very next race, the Poms came and had their own strategy and attacked, and they won the next start, and it was really impressive level of sailing on both boats. The way they communicated, the way they sailed the boats, the boats themselves were amazing. And I was just trying to work it out, I was looking at it, and there was criticism, and again, completely undeserved. I have this theory that the result of the Cup has come down to design choices. I think, the Poms went for a design that was based around more of that choppy water. And the Kiwis went for a more manoeuvrable sort of style boat, and it just played out. And their design, I think that was it. I think the designers did an amazing job. All the people on all the teams were doing amazing jobs. So it was like the best of the best doing the best they can. And I think it just came down to a design choice. And, if the weather had gone a different way, it could have gone a different way.
Absolutely. And sorry for the little noise in the background there. My compatriots are cooking up a little fry-up, and I think they got a bit too much smoke in the house. Smoke alarm going off in the background.
Yeah.
No, you're exactly right. But also, I think it was also lack of mistakes.
Yeah.
Like the boats are so evenly matched. Yeah. One small error would have, put the other team in front.
Yeah. And that was just
both. I would love to see some of the data from Ineos from the start of the round robins to now. Yeah, how much better they're sailing the boat.
Well, the interesting thing is they've announced the Challenger of Record. The Defender and Challenger of Record for this edition, the 37th edition, was the Defender with New Zealand, and the Challenger of Record is the Poms. For the next edition, it's the exact same thing. Yeah, so the Kiwis defending now, congratulations. Have no idea where the Cup's going to be raced, when it's going to be raced. We want to hear that, but the Challenger of Record is being announced, and it's the UK team.
Correct.
And we know most of the teams, because part of the condition of sailing under this cup was that they'll be racing the same boats against next edition. So most of these teams have got multiple campaign funding. So it's very, very similar. It'll be going ahead soon. I'm intrigued as to what sort of development. That will be the question for you and Tyson. Just tell him to tell you, and we won't tell anyone else, okay? But
well, put it this way, there's many a meeting taking place over the next 48 hours here in Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we'll probably hear sooner than later on what the next move is.
Yeah. But again, to all the organisers and so forth, best event ever. Loved it. It's only to be surpassed by the 1 metre worlds, which you can tune in on YouTube. But yeah, she was a glamour.
Epic venue, epic place. The weather was fantastic. The boats are super cool. The teams are super cool.
Yeah.
It's something pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Something that, hopefully it can be replicated in the not too distant future.
Yeah, looking forward to it. 100%.
Yep.
Cool. Oh, we'll move on from the Cup. And thank you to everyone that was involved in the Cup. It's been so cool. And just the timing. Perfect. Cup, 1 metres, Vendée. It's like a fantasy. Right. Just a couple of things.
Other racing, Jordan. We've got the Middle Sea race.
Middle Sea, you're in charge. I don't know why I'm talking. This is your
started yesterday. Mm-hmm. Basically, at time of listening, there will probably be around the top of Sicily by now.
Correct.
At the moment, we've got Scallywag and Lucky literally sitting on top of each other.
Yep.
Followed closely by Blackjack 100 and then the Balthasar. So, they're probably a third of the way through the race by now. And then by the time you listen up, you'll be able to see exactly who's going to win that.
Yeah. She's
great race.
Great
One
race.
Of the 600 races around the world, along with obviously the, Caribbean 600, Sydney Hobart, all those sorts of things. So,
it is exactly right there at the top of Sicily as we speak. So there's, I watched the live of the start this morning. So yeah, she's a good one. What else you got to talk about, my illustrious friend? I've got a couple of things.
It's fair to say my vision hasn't gone much further than the Cup over the last 48 hours.
I'll run through a couple of things that are just on. So the Ocean 50 Grand Final is underway, which is the Trimarans. It's really hard to find any information on that, so I apologise. I've got nothing. Stockholm Raid.
Raid.
Yep, my favourite thing.
Something you've always wanted to do.
Yep. Day one's done and dusted. Multiple days underway. The other one of interest is the Yacht Racing Image Awards have been on. So if you go to the Yacht Racing Image Awards, I think you can actually have a bit of a look and see which is your favourite yacht racing images of the year. Some of our favourite people, I've got to be honest, the sailing photographers, a ton of fun. I can name 3 photographers off the top of my head that I just love catching up with, and actually 4, 5. Actually, I can't think of any bad photographers. They're good fun, aren't they? They're actually really cool people. So
they certainly are.
All credit to them, and just wish you the best. Whoever wins, we'll be cheering for you. Baccarati hoodies, we've plugged those, because they are glamour. There's a few of those left. I won't be able to send any for the rest of this week. I won't be home for a week, but if you do want to order them, just go onto the Baccarati website. The sun shirts, we should be pretty much having those on the Vycobi site within probably this week.
Within a couple of weeks, week or so.
Well, yeah,
absolutely.
I think, and they'll be there forever. Like, we'll never run out of stock. We've got a system with our friends at Vycobi where they'll just print them on a on-demand basis. So they're very, very cool. A lot of thought's gone into those. What else do we need to discuss, my friend?
I think that's about us for the week, Jordan Spencer.
Yeah.
I'm going to head down to the docks just to see what the aftermath has brought us within Barcelona. After
I got a read
what I would say was quite an epic party last night. Shout out to Nathan Outridge, last person I ran into last night at about 2 a.m. So
we should get him on the show.
But,
you know who we're going to get on the show? I've just decided. We've got to get on the show Melanie Roberts. You know, the race is live.
This is the race committee. We are extending the finish line to 2.3 nautical miles.
we got to get Mel on the show. She's good value. We'll have to do that. I reckon there'll be a fun one. Yeah, but Nath, good on him. Well done. I think a lot of Australians are happy for Nath. What else? There was something I had to tell you, my friend. There was definitely something I had to tell you. Little rumour. You know the shitter rule we were talking about with Wild Thing?
Yeah.
It's out the door. Got a new rig coming. Second-hand rig.
The old Scallywag rig,
and
I heard.
It's also got the Oates rig as well, is what I've heard. 2 different rigs.
Oh, going for a catch. You've gone from almost passing the shitter roll into a twin-masted.
She's going to be awesome. Anyway, I'll be interested to see how it plays out. Good luck to Warro. Hope that works out for him. He was good banter. He's a great interview.
Yeah, good banter. Always good banter.
Great interview. Whatever you think of Warro, he is just a damn good interview. Yeah, cool. I think we'll call it there, my friend.
Nice, mate. You enjoy yourself up there.
Yeah.
Send my regards to everyone as they're twiddling away, and try and get as much banter as you can. And if there's a punch up on the wharf, get that on video. That'll be awesome.
I'm 100% certain of that. Like even the practice is looking crazy. Anyway, tune in on the YouTube International 1 Metre Worlds, and send anything you've got to cheers@barkarati.com. Remember to go to buy code Radix Nutrition for the discount. Use Barkarati and get a discount on us. Load up for the Sydney Hobart. Have a great week. Love your work. Great to speak to you all. Send us your notes, and I look forward to seeing you again soon, my friend.
Nice. Enjoy.
That timed it right on the outro.